Hey everybody, thanks for clicking on that thumbnail. Welcome to Talking Habs, and in this video I am going to be answering viewer questions. So this is questioned and highly answering. So I'm going to answer the questions. I've got a nice plate of freshly baked cookies. Hopefully this time they won't slide off. They almost did the last take. And have a bit of a smoke, and I'm going to answer the questions that you guys have sent to me. So for future videos, if you want to get a question answered here, just leave a comment in the comment section with your question. Leave a comment in any of my videos with a question, and I'll gather them up and put you in the next video. So I have 15 questions from viewers in this video. I'm going to get to that, and yeah. So before I do get to that, if you're new to the channel, or you haven't subscribed yet, please do that. Subscribe, ring the notifications bell. And if you're a Habs fan like I am and you want to see more Habs videos and live streams and all that kind of stuff, you'll get that right here and get your daily fix of Bleu Blanc Rouge right here at Talking Habs. All right, so enough of that stuff. Let's get right into these questions. So like I said, I've got viewer questions that were left in my videos, and I've gathered them up, and I'm going to answer them right here. So the first question that I'm going to answer is not really hockey related, but has to relate with this video. So it's from Jeremy Delaney. Jeremy asks me, do you find the weed gets you in the groove to concentrate on the game? Yeah, I mean, it does. It gets me focused. I know this might sound weird for people, but it does. It gets me focused. And yeah, it makes me enjoy the game a lot more. I have a lot more fun. And definitely. So I don't know about my concentration necessarily, but I keep notes. And I do fine. So yeah, I think it makes the game much better. It makes most things much better. And there you go, Jeremy. Next up is Shapcott 11, and he asks, on a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate Brendan Gallagher? And it's not an easy question to answer, really, when you think about it. There's kind of two Brendan Gallaghers, right? For me, in a question like this, you've got Brendan Gallagher and his real talent level, and everything he brings to the ice is talent level without actually considering maybe his emotional level and that extra bit that he brings. I'd say Brendan Gallagher, you know, if you're just rating what type of player he is talent-wise, I'd probably give him an 8, 7 or an 8. And then if you bring into the question the fact, you know, his heart and soul character, his never give up, the word's not coming to me, but you know, that little extra that he brings all the time. He never gives up on a play. He's always trying hard. He always plays hard. When you add that in, he's a 10. That's how I look at it. So Brendan Gallagher, really talent-wise, is probably a 7, right? I mean, it was a 5th round pick. He's probably a 7, but that everything else he brings that up to a 10 for me. Let's see, Bob Cannon, who was the best coach of the Habs in the last 25 years? This is a two-part question. I'm going to go to the first part. Who was the best coach of the Habs in the last 25 years? So I looked them up, and for me, and guaranteed, like for me, he wasn't here long enough. He got let go way too early, and that's Guy Carbonneau. Guy Carbonneau, from all the list of the coaches, I mean, that you got to take into, I think Pat Burns is in there. You know, you take in all the coaches. To me, the list, Guy Carbonneau stands out. I thought Guy Carbonneau was fired too early. I would have liked to see what he could do over 5-6 years, not just 2 or 3 that he was here. Yeah, I thought Guy Carbonneau was a good coach, and I think he was the best one in the last 25 years. Who was the worst coach all time? He didn't specify for Montreal Canadiens, but I'm gonna just assume for Montreal Canadiens. So I can't really attest to coaches that were before my time, but Boom Boom Geoffrion spent a very short period of time, I think, as a coach of the Habs. He couldn't handle it. And Rocket Richard, I think, now this Rocket Richard I'm not positive on, but I think he did. He didn't do very well if he did. That's my memory. So since it's highly answering, Yeah, maybe I'm wrong, but definitely Boom Boom Geoffrion. I think he lasted like 3 months. He had stomach problems and he couldn't handle the pressure. Is really what it was, and I think he was the worst coach that I saw. Who was the best coach of all time? And I think this one goes for the whole league. If you, it's Habs or the whole league. It's kind of a tie, but I'm going to say it's 1A, 1B. Scotty Bowman as 1A. Scotty Bowman is the winningest coach of all time. He's done it not only in Montreal, he's done it pretty much everywhere he went except Buffalo, I think. And yeah, I think he's the best coach of all time, definitely the best Habs coach. And right on his heels has to be Toe Blake. Toe Blake was a great coach. He won how many Stanley Cups in a short period? Not nearly as long as Bowman played or coached. But Toe Blake was a great player and a great coach. And I think those are the two best to ever coach in the NHL, personally. Next question. Dongerlord. Interesting name. Dongerlord. Do you think this year's Habs team is a Stanley Cup contender? And do you think they can take on Tampa Bay or teams of that caliber? Okay, going into this season, I really like this team. I wouldn't categorize them as Stanley Cup contenders just yet. Now, after 6 games, I don't think we're going to change that yet. But they're looking like they could be. But I don't think you can say that they're Stanley Cup contenders just yet. It's a little early in the season. I know we're all excited. 6 games into the season is not enough time to make a judgment like that. Could this team continue doing what they're doing right now all the way through? Of course, 100% they could. But we don't know that. It's not that they have this long history of it, right? This is pretty much a new team with 5 new guys in the lineup. This is pretty much a new team. And, I wouldn't categorize them as a Stanley Cup contender yet. There may be a point in the season where, it's like 40 games in and they got a great record and they're playing great and they haven't gone through a slump and they blah, blah, blah. And you might say it then, but right now I'm going to say no. But they're definitely just on the edge of that, I think. Next question was, do you think they can take on Tampa Bay or teams of that caliber? Again, it's kind of similar. I think they can, yes. Have they done it yet? No, because they played Toronto. I'm sorry, I'm not gonna categorize Toronto as a top team in the league. I'm just not. And they were the better team in that game. They lost, but it was one of those cases where the better team lost the game. That's how I think. So can they play against Tampa Bay and all that? I believe they will be able to. They haven't yet. This team, as it's put together for this season, hasn't really done that yet. So until then, I don't 100% know, but I think that they're going to do just fine. Oh, and by the way, this season they're not going to play that. So let me it's hard to get used to this all-Canadian division. So they're not going to. The only time they might play Tampa Bay is if they do make it out of their division into the 3rd round of the playoffs, which I personally believe they will. How will they do there? That's the only time we're going to find out against teams of that caliber, right? The best teams, I think, in this conference that they're playing are probably Toronto and Calgary. We're playing Calgary next game for 2 games. So we're going to find out a little bit there. And we've already played against Toronto once. That's still not enough of a sample size to say, but we got 10 games against them overall for the whole season. We're going to know by the end of the season. So I do believe they'll be able to play against Tampa and teams of that caliber once they get out of the division, if they do. And but we won't know really this year because we're not going to play too much. So if they don't make it out of their division, we're not going to know the answer to that till next season. So that's something there. Next up, Orbit TV. Orbit TV, would you trade for PLD? That's Pierre-Luc Dubois. Now, that's there's a word for that I'm looking for, but it doesn't matter anymore because the trade's happened, right? So he's been traded to Winnipeg along with a 3rd round draft pick in 2022, in case you haven't heard, and in exchange for Patrick Laine and Jack Roslovic. And Roslovic already signed a contract with Columbus, and Laine is signed. I don't really see Laine staying there. I don't. I can see Dubois settling in there because they both are RFA after their contracts. I just don't see Laine and John Tortorella hitting it off and being a good combination. If I'm wrong and that happens to work out, then yeah, it'll work out for Columbus. So we'll see what happens there. And no, I don't. Even though apparently the rumor, and I don't think this is true, I just saw a rumor today that Bergevin had offered KK, Caulfield, and some other prospects that they didn't name. And I don't really believe that's true. I really don't. So, I wouldn't have traded for him. Not for that asking price. If they would have taken some lesser names, like I might have been okay with Dano. I don't really think so, though. But, like a Jonathan Drouin and somebody else along those lines, yeah. But I think for a Suzuki, for sure not. For KK, I don't think so. It's hard. I lean one way and then the other. I don't know. I'm waffly on that. So, but overall, I don't think I would have traded for Pierre-Luc Dubois, and I guess that's my answer. So someone named DB. That's all I got. DB. This is an interesting one. Are you doing your vlog from a jail cell? I don't know why somebody would answer that. Does this look like a jail cell? Would they allow you to do this in jail anyway? I don't really think so. But no, I'm not, and it's not a vlog. I'm not doing a vlog. These are just videos. This is not a vlog. A vlog is when you do your daily stuff and show everybody your daily stuff. I'm not doing that. At least that's what I think anyway. But no, I'm not doing this from a jail cell. And once again, I don't know. Would they allow you to do that from a jail cell? I don't think so. And no, I guess you think behind the Canadians blanket there, that's my closet. That's where my wardrobe is, I guess you could say. I'm not hiding bars over there. No. I just think it's funny. Besides, also, I don't think a jail cell has white walls. I think they're all green or blue or something like that, calming colors. Troy Evans. Troy Evans asks, where is Joel Teasdale? Joel Teasdale is not amongst the missing. Joel Teasdale is in Laval, in the training camp there for Laval Rocket. He is recovering from a really horrible injury, an ACL and MCL on the same knee. And yeah, it took a long time to get to being back on the ice, and you can't expect him to be on the taxi squad. He needs to play a little bit. He's lost some development time, and that's an injury that takes a little time to fully heal. And yeah, he's in Laval. I expect to see him on the Rocket this year. Morgan Burton. Now this is after, I think it's after the first game that Jake Allen played. So that was against Edmonton, I believe. So Jake Allen had a good game. They won the game and all that. So Morgan Burton asks, Carey who? Now, Carey Price had some good games since then. So he had a bad one and then two good ones. So we'll go with that. Morgan would like to see Carey shipped out of town. This is made obvious in his comments. Morgan has been on the podcast with me, and he's a member of Talking Habs. So it's well known Morgan would like to see Carey Price move to save on that $10.5 million contract. And so I say Carey, who he showed who he was. He had two really good games against Vancouver, and I think he's doing just fine. I'm not worried about Carey Price. Carey Price will do just fine. And then Jake Allen had a bit of a shaky game as well. They won, but he had a shaky game. So, you want both of them playing well. But yeah, Carey Price made himself known. Habs Guru 21. Is Toffoli trying to punish Vancouver? So in the 3 games against Vancouver, in the first 2, Tyler Toffoli, who is a former Vancouver Canuck, they didn't re-sign him when he was turned free agent this past offseason, and Montreal was able to sign him. So he was, I don't know if you'd say struggling, because he had his chances in the first 3 games. It's not like he was not noticeable or playing well, but he hadn't put up anything more than, I think, 2 assists. 1 assist. So, then he gets to Vancouver, and it's 5 goals, 2 assists in 3 games. So 7 points. He's now got 8 points in 6 games to start the season, and he's looking great. And he did this mostly against Vancouver. Did he do it to punish Vancouver? Probably a little bit of it is the motivation probably for him in those games probably was that. But I think that Tyler Toffoli is just a really good hockey player. I think he's on a line that works for him. And I think we're going to see some good things from Tyler Toffoli, not just against Vancouver. Although there's 2 games coming up after Calgary. Vancouver comes here to Montreal. And hopefully we'll continue our dominance over Vancouver. Next up, Shamir Ravji. Shamir is a long-time subscriber. He's a mod in my live streams, and Shamir's a good guy. And he's got a YouTube channel, Shamir. Just type in his name, Shamir Ravji, and you're going to get his channel. He's got some funny stuff there. Check him out and subscribe. That'd be great. He says, hope they re-sign Dano. Do you think Mete is expendable now? I don't, Mete brings a totally different dimension when he plays, right? Most of these guys are all big, over 6 feet. Not all of them are. They're all over 6 feet except Mete. They're not as, well, I'll take away Petrie and Romanov from this, but the others, and maybe even Kulak, but you got Edmondson, Sherratt, Weber, not as mobile as you might like, really. So, to help the mobility of this defense and to give a different look depending on who you're playing against. Yeah, I think Mete can be an important part of the team. He's a good hockey player. He's only 22 years old. His only real problem is his size. And, I'm sure he's working at getting stronger in the upper body. And I just think he gives you a different dimension. He's super fast. He's very mobile. He's a puck mover. We don't have enough puck movers on the defense. So I'm not to say he's not expendable, but, I don't know that you want to trade him right now. I'll go with that. He's not that he's so good that you can't trade him, but, yeah. I think I'm going to save Jeff's for last. Andrew Karpazin. I got that right. Andrew Karpazin. Any idea how long Armia is out? Will he be placed on the LTIR? So that, in case you're watching this later, I don't know. In game 4 of the season, first game against Vancouver, Tyler Myers, right at the end of the game with like a couple minutes left, he headshotted Armia with his shoulder into his head. I saw the hit. To me, he was targeting the head. I don't see how you can look at it any other way, but there was no suspension, and Armia is out with a concussion. So how long? I don't know. But the fact that it's been 3, 4, 5 days since 3 days, I guess, since it happened, and he hasn't been placed on the LTIR. I guess they don't feel that he'll be out long enough for that to be necessary. When he's placed on the LTIR, he would have to miss 10 games minimum. So they obviously feel that he will not be missing 10 games. That's how I look at it. So I don't think so. That could change. You never know. That's my phone. That could change. You never know. But I don't really think so. I think he'll be back within the 10 games. That's why they didn't put him on the LTIR. So do I have any idea how long? Within 10 games? That's about the best I can say. Paul Surrett. I think that's how it's pronounced. Now, this isn't exactly a question, but it's something that it's a player I wanted to talk about, so I'm gonna put his comment in here. Paul Surrett, another great game from Evans, and then he hit another post, and the fourth line too. So it's not a question, but I didn't really touch on Evans much in the reviews that I've done. Jake Evans has been fantastic. This is a 7th round pick. Not a lot of 7th round picks make it to the NHL. He did. This is, if you're wondering, is Joel Bouchard in Laval, is he developing players? Look at Jake Evans, and that's direct. I mean, that's direct. That's Joel Bouchard's work. He's worked hard with him, And Evans has been a great student. I mean, it's both of them. It's not just Bouchard. Bouchard just didn't stamp him out and put him out there. Jake Evans has done the work. Bouchard has known where to push him to, and the result is there. It's been so long since the Habs have developed a player, and because the previous coach for their farm team, Sylvain Lefebvre, I think was horrible. He didn't develop anybody. Joel Bouchard's going to develop these guys, and just look at Jake Evans, and that's the proof right there. This kid looks like. He looks fantastic. He's all over the ice. He's fast. He's making smart plays. I like this kid a lot, and I think the fourth line's really that much better because of it. I think we were worried about how Evans would be so far. First 6 games, Evans has been a delight to watch. He's got a shorthanded goal. He's hit posts. He's jumps on pucks. He's doing well defensively. He's getting better in the face-off circle. Yeah, I like what I've seen from him. So I wanted to just talk about him for a minute because I hadn't really done that. And the fourth line's looking really good too. You got a dangerous fourth line. You know, it could score. It's got energy. You know, it's doing its job, and always dangerous. Whenever you can put out any line at any time against anybody, and you know, you might get some offense out of that. You're getting defense out of that. I mean, Montreal's doing really well. We're rolling 4 lines, and one of the reasons that they're able to do that is because Jake Evans is playing the way he's playing. Point for now, if he was struggling, they wouldn't be able to roll 4 lines right now. That's just how it is. Desjardins Letalek, I guess it is. So again, we'll go back to the Pierre-Luc Dubois trade. On the Pierre-Luc Dubois trade, he says, damn, could have gotten rid of Drouin. So again, not a question, but just a comment that I would like to make. Now, I guess I've been known to be on Jonathan Drouin's case. I don't think that's fair here so far, at least in this season, because he has also 6 points in 6 games. He's got a goal and 5 assists. He is playing well. He is forechecking. He is he's playing away from the puck. You know, he's playing well. He's doing the work. He's doing everything that he has to do that he didn't do before, that he started to do last season. So we're seeing a continuation of this. And the points are coming. The thing I think everybody is expecting is goals from Jonathan Drouin. Jonathan Drouin is not necessarily a goal scorer. That's, I think, the point. In my opinion, yeah, he'll score 15, maybe 20, maybe. I think 15 a year from Drouin is probably it, but he'll get 35, 45 assists. That's where I see it. So if you're sitting there expecting, oh, where's all these goals coming? They're not coming from Drouin. He's doing everything else. He's getting the points. He's playing well. He's forechecking, and he's doing what he needs to do. And I think he's doing a good job. So, no, at this point, I don't think it's necessary to think about trading Drouin. Now, I mentioned earlier that, you know, if they would have taken, that's more along the lines of the offer I would have made, because I don't think it's an overpayment. You know, I think that when a team is has to get rid of somebody like Dubois, and they're not in a great position, you don't offer an overpayment. That's how I look at it. So that's why. But other than that, I think Drouin's doing his job. He's contributing here, and I don't think we should be coming down on him for that. Next up, it's going to be 2 hard questions. From Goalie Girls Rule, regular watchers of this channel and the live streams know Goalie Girls Rule is Jeff. Jeff is my podcast partner. My podcast is a couple of guys talking Habs, and you can check that out on almost any platform you listen to. Just search it out, and there's a link in the description of this video. And Jeff always likes to ask me the hard questions. So he sent this one to me on a text. If the deal between Montreal and Columbus Blue Jackets last offseason was proposed as Josh Anderson and Pierre-Luc Dubois for Max Domi, Jesperi Kotkaniemi, Cole Caulfield, and a first-round pick, would you have done it? So I texted back to Jeff, I hate you, LOL. Because that's not a fun question. Considering I just was saying that I wouldn't really trade Pierre-Luc Dubois. Okay, here's the answer to that. I probably would have, you know, honestly, I probably would have, but I don't know. I thinking of getting rid of Caulfield or KK at all makes my stomach turn. But then if you see those two guys, you know what? Actually, you know what? I'm thinking about it a little bit more. I probably would not have. Josh Anderson was unknown. I didn't know much about him. I probably would have bought into the stuff they were saying about him. Pierre-Luc Dubois, sure, good, all that stuff. But you know what? No, you know what? I think I would have said no. Now, I realize that would have meant that we wouldn't have ended up with Josh Anderson here. And the team might not have looked the same as it is right now. But, damn it, Jeff. I'm waffling here, even in the video. I don't know. You know what? That's it's a good question. You know what? Let me know what you guys would say to that. So this is Pierre-Luc Dubois and Josh Anderson for Max Domi, KK, Caulfield, and a first-round pick. What would you guys do? Let me know in the comment section. Also, remember, if you have any more questions for any more videos, don't forget to leave them in the comment section of this video or any other video. You leave a question, and I'll answer it. He has one more for me. If Evans, Suzuki, and KK keep progressing like this, like they are right now, does that make Dano expendable? So with Evans doing as well, I just talked about him. KK is getting better. Suzuki looking like he's already a #1 center. Does that make Dano expendable? My answer, I wrote this one out a little bit so I would remember this. I'm saying yes and no. Signing Dano to a tradable contract will be important because of that. So overpaying Dano kind of commits you, and you can't. Because I think it's a possibility. The no part of it is, no, there's 3 young guys. You have a lot of inexperience. If you're looking to win right now, then that's not helping you to do that. Because that means 3 young guys, they're going to make mistakes. There's no doubt about it, right? So even if you get a 4th-line center who's got a ton of experience and all that stuff, he can mentor them, but he can't really mentor them on the ice exactly because he can't play that level where Dano can. So I say it does not make Dano expendable. I don't think Dano is expendable. I think Montreal wants to sign him long-term. It's evidence in the 6-year contract that he turned down. So I think, and I think he's necessary because if you do that, it's just too young down the middle. It's good talent, but when you're too young and you're making mistakes on every line down the middle, it's going to cause a lot of problems. So if you're looking to win in the next 2, maybe 3 years, that's going to hurt your chances by getting rid of Dano. So I say no, Dano would not be expendable in that case. So that's it, everybody. That's my video. I've answered your questions. I went way too long. I did not eat any of my cookies, which I will once the camera's off. And that's it. So thanks for watching. Give a thumbs up if you liked the video. And leave me a comment and a question for the next video in the comment section. And if you're new to the channel or you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe and ring that notifications bell also down there. And that'll get you your daily fix of blue, blah, blah. That's for the blooper file for Blue Blanc Rouge right here at Talking Habs. Thanks for watching, everybody. Stay safe out there. Peace out, y'all. See you next video. Bye, y'all.